क्या मीटिंग हुआ था वो लोग का? हेलो। या गुड इवनिंग। देयर वाज अ शॉर्ट नोटिस. ओके, एक one class I have missed in between, so I need to compensate that. Okay, so very few of you have joined. It's okay, fine, no issues. I want to ask that if you have any question regarding your upcoming examinations, so you may ask. Okay, if you have any query and all, else we'll start. Do you have any? You could see I have uploaded uh, the few of notes. Okay, PS notes 1 to 5. It includes all first module thing. Okay, but you could see in that segment. Okay, so it will be of total marks. Question would be or around 20 marks paper. Okay, where around 60-40 ratio. Okay, it will be coming from sir's part and it will be coming from my part. Okay, will be easy questions. Will not be so typical because it's of only 45 minutes. But still, if you have any query, you may ask. Okay, on the row we have. Okay, two of you. Okay, Mahfouz Alam and Sudhanshu Ranjan. You have any doubt or anything?
सर पीडीएफ अपलोड कर दिए सर एलएमएस में।
हाँ, LMS में PDF है, you can check. कोई आज ही किया हूँ।
वो तो पहले तो सर का था किया हुआ।
कब मेरा शो नहीं कर रहा है, मतलब I have at least uploaded around okay, let me, I will show you. Okay, instead of
आज चेक नहीं किए सर।
okay, नहीं, पहले भी था ना, पहले भी मैं लेक्चर 7 तक अपलोड किया हूँ। मेरा दिख नहीं रहा L1 L2 L3 L4 L5 L6 L7 करके आएगा। ठीक है, लेक्चर 7 तक अपडेटेड है, पर क्योंकि मुझे भी मैसेज आ रहा है, तो आई थिंक सो व्हाई इट्स नॉट शोइंग. Okay, it would be showing in another fashion. Okay, it will be in collide. सर का कैसे है कि मॉड्यूल है ना 1 2 3 राइट, 4 5 ऐसे मॉड्यूल है, मॉड्यूल के अंदर में सर की है। मेरा मॉड्यूल पूरा खत्म हो जाएगा, उसके बाद से स्टार्ट होगा। Okay,
Okay, sir.
by day wise. So वो check कर लेना.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. So we'll see the last part of this. No, we have transmission also, but we'll go into this segment and we'll end in this. Okay, means today's class. Okay, I thought a lot of people will be there and you could ask them anything about how would be the questions and all that. But no one has any kind of issues. Okay. So we'll discuss this. We'll wait. We can see if there is lot of time still. If they could join and okay. Okay, so power substation. Okay, everybody knows what is substations. Okay, so it is a segment where your transmission lines part is either boosted up, means it will be step up or step down. Okay, this is the one segment what we know about power system. So generally what is done, it is a power this substation includes a transformer. Okay, we know we generally know this. Okay, there would be that part. So other segment, okay, or you could say the other parts that involved in the power substations, okay, you all may have visited or you have studied somewhere, okay, are this. Okay, power system, sorry, sorry. Okay, over here it is electrical power systems. Okay, from this segment you could see. Okay, so we'll see what is first of all power substation. Okay, an electrical power system receives electrical power from generating stations via transmission lines and delivers via through outgoing transmission lines. Okay, so it would be a mid range. Okay, if you have to transmit a very longer time and you have to boost up or boost down any of the transmission area, so you could have in between a power substation, and even it is located near to the distribution segment as well. Okay, so power system are integral parts of power systems. Okay, and from important links between generating stations, transmission systems, distribution systems, and load points. So it has been clearly added over here that substations are integral part. Okay, it is a integral part of the generating, transmission, distribution, and the load points. You'll have at all the segment. Okay, because it is being generated, and like we say that it is generally generated in 11 and 33 kV or 6.6 kV. Okay, but if you visit or if you uh, work at any particular substations, okay, or you go NTPC this plants, so you would see they do not follow this thing. Okay, they have their own. So that is totally dependent on you, but it generally says that generation should be at this particular range, that 11, 6.6 or 33 kV. But one NTPC, my one of the friend is working over there, so he it is, I think so, in Chhattisgarh or where, I don't know. He says that in that NTPC that generation is being done at the range of 21 or 22 segment. Okay, that is the voltage what they are generating. Okay, so now, so various power substations located in generating stations, transmission, same thing it is being written. Okay, electrical power system basically consists of number of incoming circuit connection and number of outgoing circuit connections connected to the bus bars. Now, so bus bar plays very important role over here. Okay, so everyone knows what is bus bar, right? I can assume that you know what is a bus bar.
Yes, sir.
So bus bar are conducting bars, okay, to which the number of circuit connections connected. This is a very random thing is there, but the actual definition of bus bar is different. Okay, so what were the other components which is being present at that particular segments? Okay, we have circuit breakers, isolators, okay, earth switches, current transformer, voltage transformer, and even we have other earthing part. Okay, we have sun reactors, okay, sun capacitance, okay, circuit breakers are there. Okay, so a lot of things are being present at one particular substation that requires for protection, that requires for control. Okay, every segment is required in that particular. Okay, maybe it is nearby the generating station. You have to step up and you have to transmit, or in the midway, or to the nearest to the distribution system, be it any of the segment. Okay, now so it may, you may also classify this power system into two categories: lower ranges and higher ranges. In higher ranges, okay, large power systems, okay, a large number of generating stations, substations are there. So they, based on the ratings, are totally dependent. We'll go into this. Okay, yeah. Functions of electrical power substation. The first is supply electric power to consumer consumer. Okay, this is you could account the okay, the duty of that isolating any particular load, or distributing the segment if it's on the nearest power substation, so that they control that segment. Okay, if you will be definitely having your locality or nearby, okay, with any radius, okay, you will have definitely one power substation would be there that controls all which unit. Okay, if there is a huge demand of load, okay, that particular segment, which area should be isolated, or something happens in any of the area, okay, so that isolations of that particular area would be handled by that particular identified substation that near to the locality. Okay, now supply electric power within specified voltage limit and frequency limit. Okay. Shortest possible fault duration, optimum efficiency of plants and the network, supply of electrical energy to the consumer at lowest cost. Okay, these are this you could avoid. It's not the substation's role. Okay, but it's from the generating end. It's from the generation end. Okay, the person who have the generating unit, okay, that controls that particular thing. Now, type of electrical power system. So you could see different types we have, okay, based on the nature of duties. Okay, first is your step up or primary electrical power substation. Okay, now in this particular substation, it is generally near to the, you could see as the primary electrical power substation, and it is a step up one. So you could account it would be near your generating station. Okay, so primary substation are associated with power generating plants where the voltage is stepped up from low voltage, that is 3.3, 6.6, 11, 3.3, okay, to 220 kV to 400 kV. This is the range we transmit. So from that, okay, from this end, from the lowest end to end. So this is near, this power substations are the near to the generating station. Okay. Primary grid electrical power substation. Okay, now such substations are located at suitable load centers along with the primary transmission line. Okay. So at primary grid power substation, is the primary transmission voltage range is 200 to 400, is stepped down to secondary transmission voltages, that is 11 kV to this. Now, so you could account if you have any particular segment. Okay, let me draw if I could. Okay, let's see, it is your generating session, right? Over here I will account one subsession that would be from 3.3 to 440 or 220 kV. Okay, now again it will be segmented into two segments. Okay, or not segregated. Okay, I will have this transmission line, and over here there would be one substation. Okay, from here the voltage that is going to be transferred, okay, that it comes your secondary uh, substation, okay, or transmission secondary substation. Okay, this accounts your transmission primary substation. Okay, this is upgraded, and this particular point it will be 110 kV, it will be degraded, and this part would come at distribution primary substation. Then there would be your distribution secondary substation. Okay, they have different region, different role to play. Okay, over here it is step out. Okay, it will be step down, and this particular part also it will be step down, and over here also it will be a step down process. Okay, so in this primary grid electrical power, it has been written that it has been a step down transformer where it accounts in a transmission line. Okay, still over here this is a transmitting. Okay, if any area is where you have to transmit with a shortest path, okay, this is going for a longer route, okay, to transmit, and you require any shorter path to be transmit, the power should be transmission. So at this particular substation, okay, this value would be stepped down and it will be sent to that segment. Okay, yeah, the another is your step down or distribution electrical power substation. In this also you can account two. Okay, where you could you have to, no, you could account two, or you could account one also. Okay, somewhere it is one or somewhere it is two. Okay, you from 1110, okay, you could reduce to any more path. Okay, you could account on 11 or 33 kV. There after that, in that segment also it is transmitted wherever your huge power required is there, requirement is there. So this 11 or 33 kV is being transmitted. Else, okay, your 220 or 440 or 400, this is the segment it is being transmit. This will not kV, it will be your V. Okay, okay, over here it is being given, let me see. No, only one substation they have, so right. Okay, now basis of service rendered. Okay, what is the service they have? Okay, first is your transformer substation. Transformer are installed on such substations to transform the power from one voltage level to the another segment. Switching substation. Okay, there is your converting substations. Okay, this is in HVDC. Okay, like see over here it has been written. Such substations are located where AC to DC conversion is required. In HVDC transmission, okay, converting substations are employed on both side of HVDC link. Okay, of converting, that is AC would be converted to DC, and the receiving end again that DC would be converted to AC. We'll see the HVDC part also. Okay, based on the operating voltages that are same, but you have to name a different segment. Okay, that is your high voltage electric power substation, your extra high voltage electric power substation, there is the ultra high voltage electric power substations. Okay, that are your more than 400 kV, and these are from 11 to 66, and then 130 to 400. So these are the ranges. Okay, In HVDC also we have the same categories. Okay, we'll see when we study that segment, HVDC part. Okay, HVDC and facts. HVDC will be your high voltage DC, and your facts would be your flexible AC transmission. Okay, in we'll have a small discussion on these two topic as well. In I think so in this module or the last module what I have been assigned. Okay, this is your HVDC. Okay, DC with power electronics. Okay, and AC with power electronics. Okay, this is your flexible AC transmission system. This is your HVDC system. That is your high high voltage DC system. So we have these two also. In BTech, I think so. I think so. You will be studying your HVDC segment. I don't know about HV facts will be there or not. In masters, whenever you're doing masters or PhD in that particular segment, these two subjects are mandatory. Okay, based on your courses. If you are taking power system, the both are it's necessary. If you are taking power electronics, in that concept also these two are very necessary. Okay, now based on the substation design. Now, based on this design, okay, outdoor electrical power substation. Okay, in outdoor power substation, various electrical equipments are installed in switch yard below the sky. Okay, and there is indoor electrical power system. In this, within this power substation, all the apparatus would be within the substation building itself. Okay, such substations are usually for rating of 66 kV. Indoor substations are preferred in heavy polluted areas and power substations situated near the sea. Okay, in these two cases these have been done. Okay, because the reason are oversea for the sea, it has been written the saline atmosphere causes insulator failure resulting flashover. So this is the segment where nearest to the sea, right, you will find indoor substations. Okay. See, this is one picture of your indoor substation. Okay, this is how it looks. Based on design configuration. Okay, air insulated power substation is there, and again we have gas insulated power substation. We have hybrid electrical power substation. Okay, where both are there. So you could see one design of your gas insulated power uh, substations. Okay, yeah. So we'll see what happens by these names have been given. Okay, the diploma students have definitely heard of these things. Okay. Now, in air insulated power substation, okay, bus bars and connectors are totally visible. Okay, and that are visible. In this power substation, circuit breakers and isolator transformer current, okay, potential transformers, it is are installed in the outdoor. The bus bar are supported on the post insulator or strain insulators. Okay. Substations have galvanized steel structure for supporting the equipment, okay, insulators and incoming and outgoing line. Okay, clearance are the primary criteria for those substation and occupy large area for installation. Means we could categorize this into your outdoor segment. Okay, whereas in gas insulated electrical power system, okay, in this circuit breakers, current transfer, voltage transfer, bus bar are etc. are located in the form of metal enclosed SF6 gas module. Okay, that's why. Okay, see over here. These have been located into the glass gas modules. Okay. Okay, yeah. Now, so the modules are assembled in accordance with the required configuration. Okay, the various live parts are enclosed in the metal enclosure. Okay, that is module, that is called your modules. Okay, containing associated gas at high pressure. So thus the size of power substation reduced to 8 to 10% of the air insulated power substation. Okay, so you could see, and the hybrid is the combination of some part of would be there in your gas insulator, and some of the segment would be your air insulator. Okay, so generally you would have seen your air insulator that is in done in open air, right? Okay, and then near by localities you will definitely have seen that air insulators. Fine. So this is all about, we'll see, not required, these are not required. Okay, fine. So that is all about this. And the last part, okay, introduction to economic power. We have seen this segment. Okay, we have seen this. That is your load curve, load duration curve, maximum demand, average demand, base load. Okay, connected load, peak load, demand factor. We have seen all thing in way around 1 or 2 week before, I think so. Hopefully before that period. Okay, we have seen. So I don't think so we required to have. Okay, yeah, this segment you could see, that is your economics of power generation. Okay, where we have a variable cost. Okay, in this variable cost we include uh, the cost of fuel. Okay, this account, if we go, okay, we categorize this into the grid. Okay, and renewable. Okay, so in renewable, only biomass and biogas are the two segments where fuel cost is involved. Okay, less solar, hydro, tidal, these do not account. Okay, that wind, okay, these do not have the cost of fuel. That fuel cost is zero, except your biomass and biogas segment. Whereas in the traditional ways, your fuel costs are involved because it is based on your coal, based on your natural gases, or your diesel, biodiesel, this segment. So that includes your cost of fuel. The another is your maintenance and repair charges. Yes, this account, it is everywhere in all the segment. Okay. Okay, so these two accounted in the variable cost. Now, the third is the wages. Wages of whom? Wages of the with this account the salaries of all. Okay, so these account all the in the while calculating, okay, of this generation. Okay, we have to account each and every individual aspect of this generation. Okay, which is required to generate any 1 unit or 1 kilowatt or any electricity. Okay, that requires, so it has been all the money incurred. Okay, that has been in. So third is your wages. Let me go ahead now. Yes, another is your tariff. So we could see this tariff. Yes, we could see we have time. and very small portion is also there. So we also know tariff. Okay, you could see that listed thing in how the tariff has been calculated based on the bills. Okay, you get okay, the backside would be there. Okay, in that particular segment, we could see and analyze. Okay, what would be the tariff of, means how the tariff is being calculated for your houses. Okay, how is it being, what amount of subsidy is being provided by government. Okay, you know that we get a subsidy in our tariffs. Okay, so you could see everything would be listed. Okay, because whenever what unit consumption you are doing, okay, based on the category it's been listed, okay, and backside would be on calculating that there would be a difference in the price, okay, or the cost. And we have minimum charges as well. Okay, that is a fixed charges, okay, that you have to pay. Okay, so we'll see this. Okay, what is, first of all, what is a tariff? Okay, a tariff is the rate of change of kilowatt hour of energy supplied to the consumer. Okay, kilowatt hour of energy means 1 unit. That is the rate of change of charge, okay, per kilowatt or per unit, okay, supplied to the consumer, whatever you say now. Cost of generation of electrical energy may be conveniently split into two parts, that is your fixed charges plus your operating charges. So tariffs should be adjusted in such a way that the total receipt balance, okay, or the total expenditure involved in generating the energy. Okay, there are several solutions to this problem. So we'll see how it is being categorized. Okay, so there are certain cases, or you could say uh, segment they have uh, dividing. Okay, first is your uniform rate tariff. Okay, so in this case, okay, there is a fixed rate per unit amount. Okay, so of energy consumed. Okay, the consumption of energy is measured by the energy meter installed at the premises of consumer. Okay, this type of tariff accounts for all the costs involved in the power generation of power. The tariff is simplest tariff, easily understood by consumer. However, this type of tariff does not distinguish between small power domestic consumer or bulk power industrial consumer, right? So it will be have a fixed tariff. If you, like in villages, we account, okay, that it has been given that you have to pay only whatever the consumer consumption would be. You have a fixed tariff to be paid. Okay, fixed billing would be there. Now, so in this is very simple. Okay, if you are consuming 100 units or you are consuming 200 units, so per unit uh, would be the per unit tariff would be same. Okay, the tariff would be the cost incurred for consumption of per unit would be same. Either you are consuming the higher loads or lower. That's why the last segment it is clearly mentioned that this type of tariff does not distinguish between the small power domestic consumer or bulk power industrial consumers. Okay. Now the second is your two-part tariff. Okay. So in this, the total charges are split into two parts. First is your fixed based on the maximum demand, okay, in kilowatt, plus the charges based on energy consumption. Okay. So this method suffers from the drawback that additional provision is to be incorporated for the measurement of maximum demand. Okay, under such tariff, the consumers have peak demand for short duration are discouraged. Okay, so in this, what they have done, they have segmented into two segments. That is your where it is, yeah, maximum demand plus charges based on energy consumer. So hope so if you have a maximum demand of 50 kilowatt, okay, in a one particular day, so they would be charging for this. And the another is your 10, 5, 8 kilowatt, okay, like this, the loads are in the this range, okay. So this will be having different and this will be having different charges, okay. Now, so that in this the problem is, okay, if I have consumed only 50 kilowatt, okay, so it is generally is been done in unit segment, so it will be costing for 1 hour period, okay. So in this period, if you are using this particular segment for only for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, so that will be a huge loss, okay. So that's why the other segment what they have mentioned is being discouraged, okay. The uses of peak demand for short duration are discouraged, okay. Do not know, because you will be paying higher uh, prices for that, okay. Now the another segment is your block rate tariff, okay. So in this, fixed charges are merged into the unit charges for one or two blocks of consumption, okay. All unit in excess being charged at low or high unit rate, okay. So low rates of higher blocks are fixed in order to encourage the consumer for more and more consumption. Okay. So this is done in the case of plant has got larger spare capacity wherever the plant capacity is inadequate. Okay. The higher blocks are charged at higher rates in order to discourage the consumers for higher than minimum consumptions. Okay. So the block rate is generally to, you could say, to have a very frequent change in the load consumption. Okay, if you are your load curve is frequently changing like this in this manner. Okay, so this is with what has been discouraged in this kind of block rate part. Okay, now.